Okay, so let's go to the table of contents. You should have diatonic major 4 and 5 part chord scales. Right up there somewhere. There's a cat. Can you guys see Kate's screen?
Yeah.
That'd be so cute.
Cat wants to learn music theory.
Yeah.
It's so cool. This is great. I love it. Where's Kitty? Speaking of cats, anybody talk to her at all?
I thought she always comes late or something.
Maybe she slept in for class.
Do they have that class with Irene today?
I don't know.
How's Irene teaching conducting? I guess you could do it over the internet, huh? I want to take, you know what I want to take? I want to take wrestling over the internet.
Oh.
Archery.
Yeah, I wonder what they're doing for fitness for life.
Oh, dang.
What do? They just do extra, they just do like calisthenics and stuff?
I took it freshman year, and I remember there just being a project in the end. The rest of it, we were just watching videos. And like,
Or just go to the gym and
health-
work out.
Yeah, health and dieting and stuff like that. Proper
Wow.
stuff.
Well, this is changing everything, right? It's a whole new ball game now. All the emails I've got are saying Laverne's not going to reopen until the fall.
Yeah.
Man, I have
Yeah.
summer classes I wanted to take though.
Which
I need to take
what
it.
kind
I wanna
are they?
graduate.
Are they like sports?
No, I have to do that dumb community service that's like a requirement.
Oh,
haven't
the
done that
punishment
Oh,
class.
that.
And then before I can graduate, and like that's the only GE tech I have left before I can just focus on my like senior project.
Ah,
Yeah. So I was gonna take it in the summer and just get it done, but I don't know if that's gonna happen now.
okay, so I just want to review, to start off, we'll kick it off with a little bit of review, okay? Let's talk about cadences for a second. Okay, so what's a plagal cadence? Who can raise their hand the first? Jeannie.
Is it 4-1?
4-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What's a perfect authentic cadence?
5-1.
5 to
In
1.
root position, right?
With what?
5-1 in
position.
root position.
Root position?
A leading
Was-
tone and a soprano.
Yeah, good for you, Kate. All right. So now, what's a deceptive cadence?
6 to 5.
5.
And there's your
Yeah.
cat.
5 to 6.
Everybody should have their cat in the video.
That would be
5 to 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or really, it's 5 to anything except
Anything.
1, right?
Yeah.
hmm
Okay. So what's an imperfect authentic cadence?
Third or fifth in the melody, 5-1.
Or in the bass, right?
Yeah.
Anything except a root position chord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Greek modes. What are Greek modes?
Ionian, Dorian,
Yeah,
Phrygian.
Dorian.
Who's brave enough to know the formulas? Somebody take Ionian.
No sharps and flats.
No, yeah.
You take Ionian.
No sharps and flats.
What's the formula?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1.
Yeah. Okay, who wants to take Dorian? Kate.
1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Lydian. Jeannie.
1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1.
Okay, good. Mixolydian. Alicia.
Oh God. 1.
1's good.
1 is good.
We like
I
that.
don't-
Good progress.
All right, I'm gonna guess. 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4.
Well,
5.
Mixolydian's dominant. So it's a major scale with a flat 7.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, now We're gonna scare Dominic here. Locrian. Oh,
That's the one.
1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1.
everything, right? Except one, right?
And
Four,
four.
right?
4.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, melodic minor formula, Jeannie.
1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, good. Traditional melodic minor, Kate.
So 1, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then descending. You
You
flat.
forgot 2. Where's 2?
Oh, 1, 2, flat.
You get angry at 2 or something?
Oh,
Okay. 1,
You know
2.
your family members when they're pissed off at you, they just don't talk to you, right?
It's the same thing, but descending. You have flat 6 and flat 7.
Right. Up one way, down the other, right? Okay. So now melodic minor. Now who let's see, Yuan. Harmonic minor.
Wait, harmonic minor is 1, 2, flat 3. Oof.
Oof.
I can't.
How do you notate that? Here. Good. Oof.
Hold on. I think my audio is gone for a second.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on like that. All the online lessons I've taught this week, people's audio drop off. They cut out. God, I taught a guy yesterday, and his internet speed was 2.17 megabits per second.
Okay, now it's back. It's like 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, 7, 1. I
Right.
think. Yeah.
Okay, so Dominic, Hungarian minor. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
1, 2, flat 3, sharp 4, 5, flat 6, 7, 1.
Good. So that sharp 4, 5, and flat 6, 3 in a row there, right?
Yeah.
That's a 2 half steps in a row, huh?
Yeah.
So that's a pretty strange sound, huh? Okay, so now if you take a major scale or an Ionian mode, what are the Roman numerals of the triads? Alicia.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Kate's cat.
That's classic. I love it. Bring more.
It's just sitting on the table. I'm sorry, I didn't even hear the question.
I'm glad you guys are seniors or whatever. Advanced music theory students.
Sorry.
Okay, so the question was, we want to talk about a concept called a chord scale.
Mhm.
So what's a chord scale in triads for major? Roman numeral 1 major, 2 is what?
Minor,
And keep going.
3 minor,
Mm-hmm.
4 major,
Mm-hmm.
5 major, 6 minor, and 7 diminished.
Good. Okay, now 4-part chords. Kate.
So it'd be 1 major. 2,
Major 7, right?
yeah, major 7. 2 minors 7.
Mm-hmm.
3 would also be a minor 7.
Yeah.
4. Would the 4 be dominant? No, the 5.
5 is always dominant. And major. 5 is always dominant, right?
4 is major 7. 5 is dominant 7. 6 is minor 7. And 7 is diminished 7.
Minor 7 flat 5, right?
Oh,
Half diminished.
Oh, wait, for 7.
Yeah. Okay. So if it's a full diminished 7th chord, then we have to use the harmonic minor scale.
Okay.
So, okay. So now the 5 chord is the go-to chord for lots of composers, right? And when you're doing a 5 chord, if they have a 5 dominant 7, that can be a lot of scales, right? What if it's a 5 dominant 7 flat 9? That eliminates a lot of scales, doesn't it? So if it's in the key of G, a D7 flat 9, what's the flat 9 of D7?
E.
E flat.
E flat, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so E flat in the key of G is what note?
Flat 6.
Flat 6, which see how it corresponds to the harmonic minor scale? The G harmonic minor has a flat 6 in it, right?
Yeah.
So G harmonic minor has an E flat in it, right?
hmm
So if you play a D7 with an E flat on top, that's a D7. The E flat's the flat 9 of the D7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But that in the key of G would be the flat 6. Alicia,
What? I'm listening.
drink your coffee. Come on. I'll send somebody over there with some coffee. Just bang on the door. You Alicia Baker?
I'm not opening it.
Yeah, we're in quarantine. No knocking.
I'm scared to go outside.
What are you guys doing for this quarantine?
Oh, well, you
Don't
can
go
go
anywhere?
outside.
You're looking at it?
Yeah.
That's the universal symbol for you're looking at it. You're looking at it.
This is what we're doing now.
Okay, so we want to talk about chord scales. So we got the major chord scale triads, right, Jeannie?
Mhm.
And then Kate, we got the major chord scale and the 7th chords, right? Now, next step, Yuan. What if I want to do a chord scale in 9th chords? 9th chords are 4-part chords. So what do I got to do?
Yeah.
So
That's
let's pick a key, any key. How about G?
G.
G, do you guys agree on G?
Yeah.
Someone's going to go G sharp. I'm going to go, nah. Don't do
Let me
G.
just. I lost reception.
So we're doing 9th chords now?
So here's the G scale, right? Can you guys see this okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
Can you see me?
No.
Yeah.
Or
Can you
well,
see me?
I see the board.
You see the
Not
board?
you.
Can you see me?
No.
You can pin
No.
it on
No? Okay, good.
on him, so you just look at
I'm
him.
hiding. You ever hide behind a music theory whiteboard?
I'd say that I have.
It's a new technique I've learned this week. When all else fails, just hide behind music theory. All right, so G scale, we just do our 4-part chords, right? So we're going to go like this, right? Can you guys copy this on a blank sheet of paper for me?
Oh.
So we're writing out the scale and then the chords of it, of each one.
I think he's gonna show us, and then we're
I'm
copying.
going to show you instead.
Just draw your treble clef. Weird on big paper. Oh my god, this is weird.
Okay, so you should have something like this.
Okay.
You guys got this on your paper? Your cat. he's fighting you now, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Never in my life has anybody brought a cat to a lesson. I had a guitar teacher a long time ago that had cats in his house that would always be really curious about the guitar lessons that he was teaching. And they'd climb all over the place. That's kind of cool. All right, so these are 4-part chords, right? We have 1 major 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7, 4 major 7, 5 7, 6 minor 7, 7, half diminished 7, right? 7, Saturn 7, right? So now, if you want to make it a 5-part chord, we just add another third on top, right? So for the 1 major 7, what are we going to add? What's the note we're going to add on top? We're going to add A, right?
Mhm.
And for the 2 minor 7, we got A, C, E, G. We're going to have a B on top. For the 3 minor 7, we're going to go B, D, F, sharp, sorry. B, D, F sharp, A, C, and then A, C, E, G, B, D, F sharp, A, C, E, and then E, G, B, D, F sharp, and then F sharp, A, C, E, G. So here's what you should have. Yeah? You guys got it? Okay, hold it up to the screen. Yeah, okay, good. Let me see yours, Dominique.
I still gotta write the other thing, but
I want to see if I can see it. That's all. Yeah, we could use regular music paper, I guess, huh?
is it fine?
Is this,
Weird to write on
this
if
look
we got
okay,
it.
or
No,
can you
no.
see it?
I can still see it.
You just
Would you
have to hold it
prefer
really
me
close.
to use paper?
Yay, here she is.
I made it.
Okay, go in your email and get one of these.
Or not 100 copies of them for the rest of the semester.
Oh. Oh.
Well, this is big, so we can see it online. That's all. You know, so you can hold it up. If you don't have a little tiny, if you only have a little tiny staff paper, we could use that today, but that's fine. Okay, Katie, what we're doing here is this. We're doing our table of contents. We're doing diatonic, major, 4 and 5-part chord scales. I have number 54 on this one. Do you guys have number 54 on yours, or is yours an old one? Did you guys even find this thing?
Yeah.
Yes,
Number-
54.
There is.
54 on here.
That there. What do you have for 54?
French 6th chord.
Oh, you have an old one, huh?
Oh, it might be.
Yeah.
This is. Oh, this might be. Oh, this is. Oh,
That's
I'm
from
looking at last
semester?
semester.
Okay.
Different binder I have to grab.
Did you have your class with Irene today?
Mm-hmm.
Was it okay to do conducting?
And sort of. It's gonna be.
Physical things are hard to do on the internet, huh?
Yeah, because it doesn't sync up with like the audio usually.
Yeah.
And
I was telling everybody earlier that I was trying to take a wrestling class online. Sucked. What else can you take online that's easy? Classes that involve a lot of reading, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading, and then you discuss the book and all that, right?
What happens if you have labs? Like
go
bio
online
I
labs?
have no
now.
idea how those guys are going to deal with that.
there wasn't
Wow.
a lot of online classes, but none of them we had to do like webcam conferences. It was just like logging in, posting stuff, submitting papers. That's how one of my classes is gonna go.
Well,
Which
you
I
know,
like because
the
then you
world
can.
is on fire, so we got to bear up to this thing. It's a really bad virus.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just wreaking havoc with the economy. You know, people are getting laid off left and right. The music store where I teach at, they're closed, and the guy who owns it, he's freaking out big time. You know, no income, zero, big fat
Yeah.
football. You know, and he's just like, he doesn't know what he's going to do. You know, I mean, people think that he's got like $100 grand in the bank and he can survive on it, but I think, you know, probably a lot less than that to go month to month. You know. And, you know, geez. I feel very fortunate because everybody was able to convert to online guitar lessons, and all my classes have converted to online. So, and it's not that bad. I mean, we can use stuff like this, you know, these big, huge. I bought this thing for this class, by the way, this 17-inch big. I don't have a big whiteboard behind me, and
What?
there's one in the Morgan behind the stage. Have you seen that one?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that one. That one's not being used by anybody. I want to ask Reed if I could steal it. He probably won't let me. We're going to use it for something someday, right? Okay, so what we're doing here is we got this. Now, Katie, on your sheet, do you have diatonic 4 and 5 part chords around there somewhere? I'll send you an update of one of these.
It's like 54, 50.
Okay. I'm just gonna go grab the printout that I did, and I should have that same list in just a different binder. So I'm just gonna grab that.
Okay.
Or I'll clap.
You have it, you on?
Yeah, it's like this one, right? Number 54, is it? Yeah, it's it.
This one should have indentation on it. The old ones don't have indentation.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one
the
has
text-
it.
See how it's indented right there?
Yeah, it's indented.
Yeah, the old ones don't have the indentation. The new one is more, what's the word I like? Spiffy. When you say spiffy, you got to raise your left hand and shake it. Dominic thinks I'm nuts. I'm hiding behind the music theory. Look at this cat sticking his butt in my face. How old is he, Kate?
Like 2 years.
So he's a boy,
Aw.
huh?
Yeah.
He's a feisty young boy.
Oh
The
yeah.
boys are always like that.
Is he friendly?
Yeah. Well, he bites me a lot, but
He can't help it.
it's like a playful
He's
bite.
very playful, yeah. You know what cats love that I discovered? If you get them some string cheese, and you peel it off, because it's a string, they like to play with it, but then they can eat it too, and they love it. And it's a really mild cheese, so they like it, right?
Interesting.
I had a dog that liked,
so
you know that really
cute.
strong cheese at Trader Joe's called blue cheese?
Yeah.
Oh,
I had a dog that went crazy over that stuff.
Oh, my dog loves
She would just,
cheese.
you know, you could look at her and you go, you want some cheese? And she would just look up, cheese. I don't like, oh.
oh.
She ran away, and I think we lost her to coyotes. It's a terrible thing.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're doing 5-part chords. Should I wait for Kitty? Where'd she go?
She's grabbing
I
the.
went to
She
go
went to the
print.
store to get some toilet paper.
Good luck.
Has anybody been able to find any?
I'm holding it in the back. I feel like the TP god. Like people come to me now, like, "Hey, do you have any of this?" Because I'm in charge of all of it. So
You know what? You
I-
can use Kleenex. It's about the same consistency.
Nah,
What do people do in the Middle Ages?
leaf.
Corn cobs, waffles, right? What did they use in the Middle Ages?
Cloth and then wash it.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's probably what they
My
did.
store gets 1 case a day, and then
How
it
many-
sells
how-
out really
how many
fast.
are
So
in
you
a
have to be
case?
first in line if you want to get it.
How many are in a case? Like 12? 12 in a case? No?
What?
How many are in a case?
Oh, honestly, I don't know. I want to say like maybe like 16.
That's not bad.
That's plenty.
Well,
Unless-
oh,
Unless you're really committed to taking a dump every half hour, right?
Oh, okay. So like each unit that we sell has like 6 rolls, but like we get like I think 16 things of 6 rolls.
That's a lot.
So, but
You know
we
what they're
have,
doing in London? They're selling it by the roll.
Oh.
You can only, you know, in London, you know, when I was there, you could go to those little kiosks on the corner where they sell magazines and newspapers and stuff, and you could buy cigarettes by the cigarette. Just one cigarette you could buy.
Oh.
Cheap. People were doing that all the time. Okay, so we're doing the chord scales in major 9th chord scales, right? So what's the one chord called, Dominique?
Tonic.
One major nine. One
Oh.
major nine.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Okay. What's the two chord, Kate?
2 minor 9.
Two minor nine. Now here's the rub. The three chord, what does it got in there? Can you see it? What does the three chord have in it?
F
F
sharp.
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 What's the top note?
C.
C. What's the tonic?
G.
B.
Oh, B. Sorry.
So
Yeah.
what does that cause? Half step, right?
Mm-hmm.
So C is the 9, but the tonic is B. So that actually makes it a flat 9, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's a half step above B, right, Alicia?
Mm-hmm.
Right? No? You guys getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So B is the tonic of a B minor 7, but that C on top makes it a B minor 7. What?
Flat 9.
Flat 9.
nine.
Ooh.
But
Wow. So that's a weird chord, isn't it? You guys want to hear it?
yes.
So we can do this. I'm learning this Zoom software just like you guys are. Let's see if I can do this. Bear with me a sec. Okay.
I think if you go down to where it has like the little like mic, it says mute. And then there's like an arrow next to it, and then you could, I think, change this
Who's saying that?
mic. Me.
Genie.
I think if like on the bottom left corner, there's like that mute button, and right next
Yeah.
to it, there's a little arrow. I think if you change the microphone,
Well, I've got it set up right.
oh,
And I want to share screen. But this one here, we're not getting any sound on this end.
no.
Oh, the MIDI keyboard.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think it's probably because the software audio has changed or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard
What was
something.
that?
You got audio on yours. I'm playing a VST plugin. It's the problem I'm having.
Yeah, I'm also using a VST plugin for my keyboard. Like somehow it works. No.
Yesterday I was doing it. It said download Zoom audio, and I don't have that prompt anymore. Let's see what we got here. Coming up there. There we go. Can you hear that?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about a B minor 7, right? Spell it out for me, folks.
E,
E,
D, F sharp.
D, F sharp,
F sharp,
A.
A, C.
C.
C, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of low.
Can't hear very well?
Kind of.
Is it too quiet?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe
you could hear it, but it is a little
It's like
quiet.
vague.
A little better?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so it's a teeth grinder, huh? See, we got a sharp C sharp. Okay. So what's that? B minor 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that C sharp in the key of G is what?
Sharp 4.
Sharp 4 or sharp 11, right? So it works if you change it to a Lydian mode, right? But
Mhm.
Bach used to do that. Do that C natural in a chord. Let me see if I can call up a tune that has that in it, okay? You hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
While we listen to music, we drink caffeine. That's our ritual.
Feel that.
Right there. Okay. We're going to get more in depth with that particular piece of music later on in the semester, but that minor 7 flat 9 chord occurs several places in that piece of music, okay? So it does have a legitimate use, but for the most part, it's a very dissonant sounding chord, the 3 minor 7 flat 9, right? So I'm notating it. 3 minor 7 flat 9, using blue for the flat 9. Flat 9 is always blue, right, Alicia?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Now, what about the 4 chord? What do we got for the 4 chord? C. That's straightforward, isn't it? C,
Yeah.
the C major 7, right? And then what's on
Major
top?
9.
Just a regular D, right? Anybody ever heard of Doris Day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kitty, what was her famous song?
I don't know. I just think of like Pajama Game.
How about On a Clear Day?
I don't know if I know that one. Maybe if I heard it.
Should we try it? Frank Sinatra. Oh, Barbara Streisand. Let's do Sinatra.
Vaping comes with consequences.
Felt like someone put a 500-pound weight on my chest.
That. Okay, that's all my point. Was my point. Sorry. the 4 major 9. And what do we got for the 5/7 chord? What's the 9th chord?
B.
With a
E.
E on top, right?
Yeah.
And E in the key of G, E is a 6 or a 13, right? So there's no E flat, right?
No.
So we got D, F sharp, A, C, E. So what would that chord be? Not a major 9, not a minor 9, but a dominant 9, right?
Yeah.
You guys got it?
Yeah.
Okay, now what about the 6th chord? What do we got there? What do we put on top of there? F sharp, right?
Mm-hmm.
E, G, B, D, F sharp. Now, F sharp is the 9, right? And the tonic is E, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And those two tones are E and F sharp are a whole step apart, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to collide, is it?
Nope.
No.
So E minor 9 would be this, right? Or down here. Very pleasant sound, isn't it? Now, if I made that a minor 7 flat 9, okay, so what about the last chord? F sharp, A, C, E, G. There's a minor 7 flat 5. So what would this be? Minor 9 flat 5, right? In all the theory books, the textbooks have a half diminished 9th chord. As you get into upper level harmony, they have a half diminished 9th chord. Although they seem to be really reluctant to go past 9th chords in theory books. Unless you get into modern theory, you know, the 5-part, 6-part chords, 7-part chords. And then we get into the 20th century later on, we got good old chord families, right? And chord families, and George Russell was doing chord modes. He called them chord modes. Lydian chord mode. The same thing as chord family 1. And that was coming from, he was out of New England. And Reed was one of his students. So Reed's really entrenched in the chord family concept in terms of George Russell's teaching is chord modes, right? And they're the same thing. In Boston, they got Berklee College of Music, and they use a minor 7, and then above the minor 7, they have tension tones. They add tension tones. So everybody treats the same subject with different terminology. Everybody treats the same subject with different terminology. Okay, so we got a 5, 9, a 6 minor 9, and a 7 half diminished 9, right? Can you write that on there? 7 Saturn 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the key of G, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now, what if I want to do one more note above 9? What would that be?
11.
11, right?
11.
So now here's where you have to be careful, because once you get to the 11, on the tonic chord, as we know, the natural 11 it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. Because here we have, like, say, G, C on top. We have a C sharp on top. There's your Lydian chord mode right there. That'd be a G major 9 plus 11. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 plus 11. So, well, again, what we're doing now is we're borrowing two scales, right? So let me see if this erases. I don't have my stuff. Oh, this one's new, so it erases just fine. Look at that. Perfect. The older the whiteboards get, the harder they are to erase. And you got to have that spray stuff. Can anybody get into the building over there at all? Do you have to call security, or are they just kicking everybody out?
Yeah, you can't even get into the music annex.
I think everybody got kicked
Can you call
out.
security and have them let you in to get something out of there if you need it?
Nope.
I don't think
I
so.
think so.
Gosh. I got guitars over there. I got,
I mean, they might let you, but I don't know about students.
Probably not. For students.
okay, I wrote this pretty fast, so my writing is pretty sloppy. But what we got here is, this is what we get. We get a G lower tetrachord, and when we get to the fifth, up a fifth, we start a new major scale. So it's a G scale and a D scale together. So that gives us our source for the chord stack, right? So if we're in G, we want to go G, B, D, F sharp, A, C sharp, E, G, right? How handy. The staff worked out just fine. G major 13 plus 11. And that's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 plus 11, 13, right? So here's what we get. You guys see it okay? So there's our scale source. We got a G scale. So what, they're two overlapping scales, see? So you got a G scale and you got a D scale. You got a G scale in blue, and then from the fifth note, D, you make another D scale. So they're two overlapping scales in order to get the correct 11th, right? And then in the classical period, they would do this. They would go, they would avoid that C. They wouldn't hit it. They didn't. No, we can't. Those are dissonant tones. We can't use those, right? And then as, theoreticians progress, they realize that a C sharp, sharp 11 made it sound proper, okay? So now let's do our scale. Let's do our chord scale with 11th chords. So are we still using G? Let's do C. Make it real easy for you guys. We'll do C chord scale with 11th. So we got the first one, the C, E, G, B, D, F sharp, right? C major 9 plus 11. Right? Okay. So now if you just go up the scale like this, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. This is the quick way to do it. You write the scale out first, right? And then you fill in your chord stack, and it's tertiary, so you just go space, 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 right? So you got a 1 major 9 plus 11. Now, if we're using the scale, we have to use a C scale like this. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so we got C, and then we got, we need an F sharp, right? So here's our scale source. Now you see how it's a hybrid scale? Because as we go up the scale, we're not using the F. We're not using the F below the octave as a sharp 11. We're using it as a regular 4. So we're going like this. We're going C. And then a 2 chord. A 3 chord. So that's what gives us our 3 chord as a minor 9, not a flat 9. By using this kind of, it's like a composite scale is what it is. So lower part of the major scale. So we got this. And then we got the 4-part chords. Five-part chords. There's that flat 9. So to avoid the tension, they turn it into a Lydian mode above the 5th. You guys do this?
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. No, he's crazy. Why do we have a crazy music teacher? Okay.
No.
All right. So our 2 chord, we're putting it as a 2 minor 11, right? D, F, A, C, E, G. We're not using that F sharp for the 2 chord because that would make it a what? Major, right? It would make it a dominant, actually. That make sense to anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your cat run away?
He's in the other room.
He's being punished. He's quarantined. Okay, so by using this composite scale, we get all of our chord stacks. So how do we do that? We do the lower tetrachord, and then from the 5th, we do another major scale. Yeah. All right. So that's good. That's how the modern harmony is generated, by using composite scales. If you just did a regular scale in 2 octaves, it would give you an F natural, which for the 11th would be a dissonant sound. You have C, E, G, B, D, F. C, E, G, B, D, F. That would be a flat. That would be a natural 11 in a major 7 chord. If you had a C7, 9, you could have a C9, a dominant C9, and you could use that F. But for the major 7, we get this, right? Now you want that F sharp, because the F natural, what do we got there? We got this, right? E and F. That's what causes that tension, right? That half step between E and F. So you eliminate that by changing it to an F sharp. So then the scale changes. But down here, we're still using the lower F down there. I think I'm repeating myself. You guys understand all this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's name these chord scales. What time are we out of here?
45.
4 minutes.
Okay, so the 2 chord would be a what? 2 minor 11, right? Now, what's our 3 chord there? E, G, B, D,
11.
F sharp,
Minor 9 sharp 11.
Mm-hmm.
E, G, B, D, F sharp, right? So that alleviates that E, G, B, D, F problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we're using this F sharp. We're not using this down here. Okay, so there we got, we're using our Lydian scale there, which it's a composite Lydian scale is what it is, because the F sharp is above the octave. It's not below the octave. Below the octave, we're using F because we're basing our root motion C, D, E, F, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the F sharp makes that, again, E minor 11, right? Now we have our F, F, A, C, E, G, B. What's that? What's F, A, C, E?
F7.
F major 7, right? F, A, C, E, G, F major 9.
Mm-hmm.
And the B to F is already a tritone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had an F, a 4 would be B flat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a B natural would be a sharp 4 or a sharp 11, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So we have an F major 7, major 9, plus 11, right? Then we have G, B, D, F sharp, A, C. Well, that's a straightforward chord. What's G, B, D, F sharp?
G major 7.
G major.
G major 7, right? Okay. A, C, E, G major 9, G major 13, right? G, B, D, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 1, 3, 5, 7 would be the natural 7. 9 would be A. And the 13, 11 would be the C up there. But this is the 5 chord, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look where the location of the F sharp is. It's above the octave, right? So this is the only situation where the 5 chord, you want to keep the dominant quality in a major scale. So you have to change that chord scale. You have to change that to an F natural, right? Because if you got GBDF, GBDFAC is just a G11 chord. Take the F sharp out for the dominant quality because the F has to be a whole step away from G to be a flat 7, right? F is a flat 7 of G. Okay, real quick. A, C, E, G, B, D, A minor 11, right?
Mhm.
And then the last one, B, D, F sharp. What's that?
B minor.
B minor. Then what?
B minor 7.
7.
And then 9. No, it's
Flat 9, right?
flat 9.
And then E
11.
would be the 11, right?
Mhm.
So it'd be a B minor 11 flat 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we change that F sharp to an F natural, what would it be?
Flat 5.
Right, so there's our 7 chord. We got a diminished scale, then we got a B, D, F, A. That's our half diminished 7, right? You guys seeing that okay? B, D, F, A is a half diminished 7. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now B, D, F, A, C is a half diminished 7 flat 9. So this would be a half diminished 11 flat 9.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, do you start to see why all the classical theorists were dreadfully afraid of working with 5-part, 6-part chord scales? Is because you get into this territory where you have to modify the chords to fit a diatonic format. Okay, we're going to cover some more of this on Wednesday, okay? Thanks you guys for coming today. And any feedback you can give me, you can shoot me an email or anything you want, okay? If you need some help with anything, or if you have some questions or any of that stuff. All right. So we'll see you guys.
Later.
Bye. Bye.